Welcome back, everybody, to yet another episode here on the O'Shea Duke Jackson channel. I am your host, O'Shea Duke Jackson. I was a little late, but as you always know, white man been holding me back. Anyways, I'm glad to have everybody in here tonight. I don't know if you guys can hear me so good, but let me know if my sound is coming in pretty well. Today, I have a very, very, very special guest on the channel. You guys know her. I remember when she only had like 2,000 subscribers, but now she got a whole lot of goddamn subscribers. And my notification's not working, but anyway, we're still gonna rock it. That's the one, the only Paris Milan from the Paris Milan YouTube channel, 70,000 strong. So she decided to come over here today, and yes, this will be a call-in show. And the topic is dating African men considered swirling for Black women? What up, Paris?
Hey, bro. Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. You said the notifications is acting kind of donkey right now, but it's okay.
White man, hold me back. Only 7 watching. And you know, I'll be usually getting more than that. But when they find out that you're over here, we'll definitely get them up. So I do thank you for coming. Paris, let everybody know. Let me ask you a question. What brought you over to YouTube to begin with and started creating content?
Yeah, I just kind of, I don't know, like, first of all, I used to play tennis and I thought that I wanted to like get into tennis like heavy. I was like, oh my God, like I want to be professional. And then unfortunately, I developed an epiretinal macular pucker. You're in medical school, so I think you know what that is, right?
No, is it for your eye or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like, I remember one day I was like training hard. I had like a hardcore session and I remember my left eye, like there was like this smudge on it and it looked like a little thread. And I was like, I kept wiping my eye and then like it just progressively got worse. And so it affected my toss and everything. And I tried to do the tennis route and my eyes got effed up. So then I tried to get into criminal justice. I realized I didn't want to work in law enforcement. Like literally they offered me starting off like 80,000 a year. Like you from the Bay Area, so you know that's like starting off at the poverty level kind of. So most people, they're like, oh my God, we made it. It's like, no, we're from the Bay Area. Like, that's not really much. But yeah, and then I realized I didn't want to do that. I saw a lot of injustices going on like within the Black community. And it was irritating me that like we had a little bit of people speaking about it, but for the most part, I wanted to get more of a female's perspective. So that's why I'm here.
How long have you been on YouTube for?
A year and 3 months going on.
Did you think that in 15 months you would get to 70,000 subscribers?
No, like honestly, I didn't really take it seriously. Like when I started out, I thought it was a game. I didn't think anybody was watching. Like literally when I had like started off, I literally remember the days I only could count 8 people that was sitting in my lives. And so so it was kind of bad. I had some humble beginnings and then I just started to think like, okay, are you just gonna quit this too? Like, or are you actually going to put energy into something? And I started becoming more consistent and realizing that I needed to focus. And once my videos kind of started to take off, I was like, wow, people are actually watching. So yeah. But you saw something in me that I didn't even see in myself. So.
Well, shit. Well, I mean, you bigger than me now. Shit, I need to be over there with you. So, but I was glad to see you. You know, you blown up. You know what I mean. You're really going to be going towards that 100,000 mark. You gonna hit it before a lot of us hit it. So I'm glad to see that you blowing up and you put in a lot of work, a lot of good content over there. You got a really, really good faithful audience. Paris, you are one of the more. How can I say this in a very nice way? You were one of the more imposing figures on Black YouTube, not because of the content per se, but you know, you're an excellent troller. And also one of the things I think you hit on more often than not is you hit on a lot of interracial dating and a lot of intercultural dating. So let's talk about the intercultural and interracial dating pieces that you hit on. What kind of inspires that kind of content?
Yeah, so living in the Bay Area, which I probably will say a lot throughout the duration of this live, oftentimes I kind of see that dynamic where it's a lot of Asians, especially like in my area, like the Filipinos and all that kind of stuff. And there's a lot of our men that date like outside of their race. And then when I started to talk about a situation that happened on YouTube with these other content creators, how he was making some racial statements and the wife was kind of excusing it, people really started to send in stories. Like they like to hear my perspective on interracial dating, how it doesn't benefit the Black community, how a lot of our men are doing it when they're in a certain socioeconomic status, and then when it comes to them dating their women when they're on the decline financially, then they come back. So people, it kind of, it sparks the conversation because society has told us, you know, love is love, love who you love, don't see race and all that. We're all colorblind, but there's actually a very racialized undertone when it comes to swirling that people don't really want to talk about. So people like to hear about swirling as much as they claim that I talk about it so much.
Oh, you got some really good videos that hit a lot of views on there. But let me ask you this, because I noticed that you did that piece about the African brother that was married to a white lady but married then a Black woman. Let me ask you a question. As African American male, I see some content creators whenever an African guy does something like Joel Embiid or this particular guy, why do some female content creators want to lump those people in when they talk about Black men with African American men?
Well, that's a really good question, O'Shea. Now, I don't know if you saw this video with this woman. I don't do free promotion, so I won't mention her name, but she was kind of like disrespecting Black men and saying that you guys are conquered, and she was doing it alongside her white boyfriend.
Yeah, I
And
saw that.
okay, so she's like non-Black American. I think she's Trinidadian or something. Is it Trinidadian? I think I said it
Yes,
right.
yes, that's correct.
Okay, so she's like that. So she's not Black American, but Black women are kind of still held responsible. You know, this is how you bad witches think. Y'all just hate Black men. And then you get those like Nigerian women like Lovey who make anti-Black statements, sometimes like anti-Black American statements. And the thing is that on the opposite end of the spectrum, when these non-Black American women make statements, all they look at is her race. And Black American women are lumped into that. All Black women from the diaspora are lumped into that. So on one hand, I guess you can say, well, it's different. They have a different mindset. But I think it happens with both genders. Have you noticed that? Or
no? No. I've noticed that to a certain degree. But let me also talk to you about this. You are currently, or I don't know if you have before. I know you have before. You are dating. You've got caught some slack for because you said that you're dating a guy of Nigerian or African descent. Is that right?
yes.
Okay. Let's talk about that. How did you start to? How long have you been, dating interculturally?
We've been going on a year strong, so yeah, we're good and everything is good. And I didn't see it from that perspective the way other people saw it. Like initially, I just saw it as like him being a Black man. But then when I went to YouTube and I was telling people about it, because you know I do got a big mouth, I run my mouth a lot, which I need to probably stop doing. So you're not supposed to agree with me. So yeah, like I told people that, and people were like, how could you talk about swirling when you're with somebody that's not Black American? Like to me, that's the equivalent of swirling, because you should be with a Black American man that's part of like the ADOS. And then I've also seen videos where there have been Black American men like saying I'm not qualified to speak on Black men who swirl and Black American men issues because I'm not with a Black American man. But yeah, I've been getting a lot of flack for it. Like sometimes people do embrace it because some people do get that his race is Black, aside from his culture. But then you get the others that really come hard on me. Like I have people that ask me questions like, so if you have a baby with them, what is the ethnicity going to be? Are they going to be Black American or are they going to be Nigerian? I'm just like, oh my God.
Well, let me ask you this: do you think that a brother that's on this side of YouTube, Akatunde, said that Black people that are like mulatto, half Black, half white, they are actually more accepted than a half Black, half Caribbean, or half African American, half Nigerian. Oh, do you think that is absolute? Do you think that there's some truth to that?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, y'all know on this channel, y'all don't like to talk about colorism, huh?
But we'll talk about it. Sure, I talk about it every now and then, but let's talk about it.
I feel like that falls into the colorism aspect, where in our community we uplift people that are lighter skin, mixed, etc. We take them under our wing, but sometimes you get a person that's culturally speaking, they might be Black American and I don't know, Haitian, or Black American and Nigerian, whatever. And oftentimes, now this not every time, but some of the time, that produces a darker skinned child. So we have this stigma in our community where we ostracize people that are darker skinned, and we uplift those that are half of our oppressor. So it's a fetishization that goes on that a lot of our people don't like to acknowledge, but I think that could be a contributing factor for why they embrace them quicker than they will a person that is from two cultural backgrounds. So
let me ask you this: Why you live in California? I'm from California. We're from the same vicinity. Why are Black men dating other women that are not Black, in your opinion?
wow.
I asked a really good question.
Yeah. Okay, so California is a melting pot. We have all different races. We are a border state, correct?
That's correct.
Hello? Oh, okay. I thought something was wrong with your mic. So yeah, we're a border state. Of course, we're going to get people from all different, and not just even like Mexico and things like that. We're going to get people that want to come to our state. They claim that California is like liberal, cost of living is super high, and unfortunately, I have noticed that a lot of Black men, it's not every single one, but a lot of them do date outside of their race. Some of it could be because of proximity, where they're in close distance to a person that is non-Black. Some of it could be the line of work that they're in, where they're on the job where it's a lot of people that are non-Black. And some of it, I mean, shout out to Stephen Clark. You have some Black men that are in the Bay Area that are color struck, that don't want to be with Black women, that don't want to, have babies that look like them or resemble them. So there is a lot of different factors, but just living in California, there's a different mindset with these Negroes. Like, I don't know if it's in the water, I don't know what's going on, but some of them are so far removed from like the Black community. The betterment of the Black community is not a priority for them. Like, most of them are just trying to get to Becky Ella and get to her family, and they just ignore all the racial injustices that go on. So it's
let me ask you this though, Paris. Outside of California, let's look at it from a nationwide perspective. Let's look at both African American men, and because we know we do have a lot of Blacks who are Nigerian, from the Caribbeans. In my opinion, I see that these guys date out more. These guys are saying some of the same things, but I'll let you answer this. Why are there so many Black men nationwide, even in areas in the South where it used to be pretty much outlawed? Why do we see so many Black men dating non-Black women in the nation, including places where there are a lot of Blacks at?
I think we see the impact that media has had on their dating choices. Like, I hear of some Black men who stated, like, during the 80s, the 90s, they had these shows like Friends, and they had these other shows that would come on where they would show the white women as like the girl next door. And sometimes that influenced their dating choices as they became older. And so when you see that in the media constantly being thrown to you, well, you need to get you a skinny blonde hair white girl, or you need to get you the Latina, the mestiza Latina. And you see in the media how they really try to make Black women these masculine figures who are so strong and independent, and they don't need a man for nothing, and they're like this grotesque mammy. That would also contribute to why your men are repulsed. But also, I feel like the mind state of our men now is a little bit different than it was back then. Like, I feel like back in the day, we had no choice but to unify with one another, and we were forced to build structured families and have a foundation and pass on a legacy. But nowadays, ever since Loving versus Virginia passed, and I'm sure you'll have a lead up question for that, and I will have a rebuttal. But ever since that passed, you have seen an uptick of some of our men. Like, I feel like that some of our men use Swirling as emotional escapism, because the perils of the Black community is just, it's too much for them to bear. A lot of them don't want to step up and try to fix what's going on. So they rather just leave the problem as it is, run away. And these other races of women do not embrace their culture, or they're not able to relate to their plight. So some of it I think is the media influence. Some of it I think is just outright self-hate. And some of it is this emotional escapism.
Mm-hmm. Let me kind of read some of the stuff. They want to run away, not fix it because it's the media. Some of it is self-hate, emotional escapism. Let me ask you this, Paris. Kind of going to another question. Why is it that you are dating a African man and not an African American man? Was there something that happened between you and African American man? What's the difference between dating African American men and dating a Nigerian man?
Oh God. Okay. So when I dated Black American men, and this is, I blame myself because this is who I attracted. So I have to hold myself like responsible for who I attracted. And this is not applicable to all Black American men. So, but my experience with them has kind of been very fickle. Like some of them do not want to get into stable relationships. A lot of them do not have good foresight in terms of like a family. Like they're just thinking about temporary, instantaneous sensations, for lack of a better word. They're not thinking of anything long term. It's like a hookup culture. And so what I often see sometimes with some of our men is also that they don't like to provide sometimes. Now, again, that could just be the men that I attracted, but I have heard of some other Black women having a similar experience, is that these men want to be taken care of. These men are trying to get on. They don't have a car. They don't have a stable job. They don't have this or that going on. And even sometimes, like, because I've dated men that work in like the government, corporate, or whatever, and it was still kind of a similar theme that they have been beaten down by the system so much that the energy that they were exuding to me was this like feminine, I want to be taken care of. You have to prove to me that you're not a gold digger. And the mindset was a little toxic to me. Now, is that a Black American man thing? I wouldn't be ignorant enough to say that that is, but that's just my experience. Now, when I got with a Nigerian man, a lot of the questions that I asked him, it did not make him, it did not scare him off like the way that I experienced with some of the Black American men.
What were those questions, if you don't mind me asking? What kind of questions were those?
I would just kind of see where his head was at in terms of family. Like I wanted to see, like, do you have any kids? And of course, he thankfully he said no. And that's something else I feel is a problem with some of us, is like, and do you feel that's a problem too, that some of our men got, on average, some of them at least have one child, at least one. So at least from what I've encountered, some of them got churn just up the yin yang. He didn't have any churn. And I was asking him, what was he looking for in terms of like long term? Like, could he see himself being a husband, a father, a provider, etc.? And he basically explained to me the legacy that he has for himself. Like I remember the story he told me of, he has this vision of him being at this table, like surrounded by his children and his wife. And just think the fact that he was thinking in future tense and not just concerned about the now. He's thinking in future tense, what he wants as a wife, what he expects as a wife, what he expects as his children. And I could just kind of see the father qualities in him. And I noticed what the difference was. The difference in him from some Black American men is that he came from a 2-parent family household. And that's something that really sold me, because I feel like with some Black American men, oftentimes they do come from a household where the father is not present. So therefore, some of them don't really value family like that, or some of them don't know how to be husbands or fathers.
Paris, let me, it's very interesting. Shout out to brother CACA. Shout out to brother Craig Harper. Paris, it's interesting when we talk about some of the things that that Black men have, the problems. They run away. They don't want to fix it. They look at the media. They have a lot of self-hate, and they have this escapism thing. But when it comes to your experience with Black men, now I will give you credit for saying this. Okay, you're attracted to some of these things about yourself, but they're not providers. They don't take care of themselves. They don't take care. So basically, you can use your personal experience as far as you know, your situation with dating African American men. But what I want to know is this: African American men, they have their own personal experiences with dating black women. But when black men talk about their personal experiences with um, black women don't accept any of those talking points that we have as a group. Can you explain why that is?
Why it is that you guys like why we as black women don't talk about the same talking points that we use for black men that's world.
For example, when we say, okay, well, we talk about kids. Well, if we really want to talk about it, there are a lot more black women with kids than black men. There are a lot of black women that, you know, don't want to get married at all. Okay, we'll have a baby and say I can raise a kid by myself. You know, there are black women out there that, you know, a lot of brothers feel that they have a very pejorative attitude towards them. They try to date black women and then they say, well, you know, if I can't, you know, get what I need here, if you're a professional guy, let's say you're in your 30s or 20s, to find a black woman that may not have any kids, or that's, you know, under the age of 30, it's a very difficult task for a lot of brothers. But it's like we are not allowed to use our own personal experience, but it's okay for Paris Milan to use this experience. And it's, I mean, so there's what's the word Alan Roger Curry uses? It's a duplicitous thing that's going on here. Can you explain that?
So, I mean, I don't think that anybody is knocking you guys for not wanting those qualities in women, because if I was a man, I wouldn't want those qualities in a woman either. I wouldn't want no woman that got all these kids up the yin yang, that can't be silent, or is very domineering, can't shut the F up, doesn't want to submit. I wouldn't want a woman with those qualities. I think the issue is that some of you guys will paint a broad brush for black women collectively, and you don't make the distinction. You're just like, when you guys like, black women don't want to get married, black woman got kids, she got this, she got that. We try to make the distinction to separate you guys from the dust bunnies. And me personally, that's why I said, like, I don't even know if it's a black American thing. It could just be the men that I attracted. So on one hand, it can look hypocritical, but on the other hand, we're kind of at the same, we arrive at the same destination in that we have certain standards. However, here's the difference that I noticed with some of y'all. Okay, I can't let y'all off the hook. I noticed that with these standards that y'all say y'all don't want with black women, like the children, the mouth, the hood rat-ish ways, some of you guys will accept that in other races of women.
I agree. I agree. I see that.
So I think that's where the difference is. And also, I kind of see that with some of the women too. They're like, I want me a Pookie and a Tyrone and a Keyshawn, but then they'll go and get a white guy straight from the trailer park. So I can see it on both spectrums as well.
Paris, let me kind of talk to you about this. And guys, thank you for the support. We got 314 people watching. Give me the likes.
Uh-oh. Hello? Am I frozen or is he frozen? What happened? His thing is frozen. No, the white man got him. I could take a lip gloss break then. Why are you playing?
All right, you there? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
White man hold my
okay.
internet. White man hold my internet back. Did you hear my question?
I couldn't hear your question. It froze.
Yeah, the question is, what has been the backlash since you've been dating basically a Nigerian man in your personal life and our own YouTube?
Yeah. Okay, in person, it's weird because like I don't know why we get so much attention. Like he's pretty tall and obviously he's gonna look different, but like everywhere we go, it's like people like always just stare at him. Like, and I've never experienced. Dang. Hello? Wait a minute. I think O'Shea got kicked off. No, can y'all still hear me talking? I hope that y'all can still see me. I saw the photos. You saw what photos? Yeah, he a baddie. He a baddie, trust me. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. White man, hold me back,
Okay.
baby. Go ahead on.
It's okay. So basically, in person, we do get a lot of stares, especially from white people, because they just can't figure it out. And we've experienced a ton of racism. Like I remember one time we were at Niagara Falls, and there was this white couple, and I think they were married. And she was asking, she's like, "Oh, so do you guys know where the weed shop is?" And I was like, I don't smoke weed. I don't know. I was like, why do you guys smoke? She's like, no, we're goody two shoes. What the freak you asking us for then? Like the assumptions that they have, or some people think he's a basketball player, he's a rapper, he's a thug or whatever. We get a lot of racial like experiences with us. But in terms of like YouTube, like people view me as a traitor. Like I told you, I even have comments that I could show you where I've had men make statements like, you know, what you're doing is like worse than Swirling because you're with the person that sold us into slavery and he's not ADOS. And then they'll ask questions like I told you about, like, what ethnicity am I going to claim the baby as? And so my thing is like, who thinks up these questions? Like, why don't you just view him as, like, racially speaking, he is a black man. Like the baby is not going to come out half Black American, half alien. Like it's still going to be a black, dark skinned baby. So I just I don't understand the mindset of these Negroes. But some of them, they do feel like I'm being a traitor because on one hand, they say he's not ADOS, but then on the other hand, they're just like, well, you should be dating a Black American man.
Well, let me, can you hear me?
Yes.
White man, hold me back. All right, let me ask you this then. Me and you both have talked to, because we're both African Americans. We both know that there's been an issue between, you know, African blacks and African Americans in the United States. Have you ever felt tension from, you know, African immigrants in the United States yourself as you were coming up, or had bad experiences with them?
Okay, so the area that I live in, the Bay Area, do you really see too many Africans? Like you don't really see too many African general stores unless you go to like Oakland or something like that, or if you go to those areas, but you don't really see like too many of them. But I can say when I have traveled, like when I went to like Florida, and I've had to interact with Caribbeans or people that were African in that area, there is a difference in treatment with some of them. Like some of them are very condescending towards Black Americans. They feel as though you are beneath them. Some of them will treat you worse than they'll see a white person and they're more inviting to them. They're willing to greet them. They're willing to try to establish a rapport. But with some of the Africans towards us, it's almost like they have disdain for us as if we chose to be in this predicament. And I remember, side note, one time I got an Uber ride home from this African lady, and she looked like she bleached to me. I could see that sickly grayish skin she had. But anyway, so she gave me a ride, and she was just talking about the disgust that she has for Black American people because we're not literate when it comes to politics and voting, and we should have got Hillary Clinton in office, and why are we so lazy, and why we don't have this. And she was like venting to me the whole effing car ride about her issue with Black American people. So I do acknowledge that some of them do have this negative outlook on Black Americans instead of feeling as if we need to unite. However, there are some that do have our back and some that do vouch for us. And that's also something that people on my channel try to give me flack for, because I don't know if you noticed, I have spoken about Africans on my channel before.
Right.
And they're like, oh, well, you want a Nigerian man, but you don't like their women and you're jealous of the women. So, you know, I get it from some of them, how patronizing they can be to us. And I also heard them talk about on our end of the spectrum that y'all be calling them African butt scratchers. I'm sorry, y'all could say I'm sadiddy or whatever, but I don't like to say the B-O-T-T-Y word. That word is just disgusting to me. Like, I know that's like a complete off. It's so like out there. I just don't like to say that word. But y'all were talking about them, you know, scratching their behinds, and sometimes they say y'all make fun of their accents. But what I notice is that sometimes we as Black American people are reacting to how they have treated us, because oftentimes we don't know that they're quote unquote African. And I know there's 54 countries in Africa, so I'm just saying African for the sake of argument. We don't know that some of y'all is African until y'all tell us. So it's not like we're just doing it just to be bullies to you guys, because ultimately I think we all want to embrace that we're all Black, but you know, we have to make the distinction nowadays because some of you guys are talking about reparations.
let me talk about this real quick. And guys, I
Okay.
will shout out the super chats. Thank you guys for the support. Do me a favor, everybody in here. Can we get the likes up on the video? I mean, I know the white man is trying to hold me back on this channel, but the notifications didn't even go off, and we got 300 some people watching, so I'll take it. But if you can do me a favor, let's go ahead and get the likes up. And anybody that just subscribe to Paris, press 1. I'll get your channel. But this is the manosphere, right? So I got guests, I got friends from all over Black YouTube. So come in here and like the video for me. I appreciate it. Paris, let me get back to this more controversial topic of black men dating white women. Black men dating Latin women. You don't think that black women in their view of black men and their treatment of black men is one of the reasons that black men date outside the race?
I feel like they use that as an excuse.
Oh, so no.
So yeah, no.
So wait. So you think that black women? Let me just make sure I say this, because there's so many black men going to Brazil, black men going to Dominican Republic, black men moving to Utah, all kind of crazy shit. You're saying that black men that date interracial, and this is pretty good. It's a pretty good high number. You think that black women have absolutely nothing to do with that at all?
I'm not going to say absolutely nothing. I just
on a scale of 1 to 10, though, what do you think black women contribute to that?
A scale of 1 through 10, I would probably say a 4.
Wow. Okay, 4. Why is that? Tell me why that is.
It just kind of goes back to what I was saying initially, where it's like, I feel like some of you guys have higher standards that you tell us this is what we're not doing. You're not light enough. Your hair ain't silky enough. You're not smart enough. You're not skinny enough. You talk too much. You don't have this or that. But then some of you guys will go and tolerate that same disrespect. You'll let Becky Ella cuss you out, spit in your face, say she gonna F up your mom, call your children all type of nig-nogs and all type of niglets and racialized slurs, and call you out of your name, call you an N-word and emasculate you. And you guys look past that. But like when we say something, we say one thing that goes against you. And a lot of the time what you see is us reacting out of frustration for how some of y'all have treated us for so many freaking years, that it's like, you guys don't want to fix it with us. And you're so quick, some of y'all are so quick to snap on us and paint us as the angry black stereotype, as opposed to like actually listening and trying to fix the issue. So I feel like in some instances, yes, some of y'all have been dogged out by black women, but I feel like that is a common, it's a convenient excuse.
So let me ask you this, Paris. Me and you would consider me to be. Me and you, we talk offline, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You gotta specify what you mean by talk, because you know these Negroes.
I mean, not like talk like that, but we're cordial,
yeah.
right? We're cordial.
Yeah, we cool. We straight.
We straight. I'm just using me and you as an example.
Yeah.
If I was like, yo, Paris, you ain't shit. Look at your punk ass channel. You lazy, all type of other shit that I have in your inbox. Like, hi, Paris, like, and you don't want to talk to me. I'm like, well, why the fuck you don't want to talk to me? What? I'll be stupid, right? And this is the reason why I'm saying this. Me talking to you like you were.
Hello? No, the white man got him again. Man, the white man is just, man, y'all better leave O'Shea alone. Y'all need to get the donations up so that we can help to support more quality content. Whether y'all got $1 or $2, y'all could donate. Let's get these likes up in the donations.
Okay, this white man is holding me back. But all right, let me ask you this. What I'm trying to say is this, Paris. If I don't respect you, you're not gonna want to talk to me. You're not gonna want to have nothing to do with me, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what I'm saying is this: if I talk shit about you, and I'm not saying all black women do this, but if I go to the media and be like, yeah, you see me on people's channels, I'm on everybody else's channel talking about Paris ain't shit. Everywhere I go, Paris ain't shit. Well, when I come across you, you're gonna be like, nigga, why are you talking to me? I'll be like, no, Paris, you don't want to fix this. Why don't you want to fix this, Paris? Paris, why don't you want our favorite relationship? You're gonna block me.
Yeah.
This is what I'm understanding. So what I'm trying to understand is this. Like, come on, black women got to understand this. You cannot talk shit about black men and then expect black men are going to be like, oh, okay, I understand you talking shit about me all motherfucking day everywhere you go. All right, let's fix it. It don't work that way.
But white women been talking ish about y'all for centuries. They've been cussing you out, raping you, raping
white
your
women
children.
Been raping us?
Y'all have been raped by
my ugly ass can't get raped. So please rape me. Shit. No,
they've raped the young black boys, the bed bucks, and all that kind of stuff. These men were children or married or whatever, and they were raping them. Their husbands was raping them. They've been lynching y'all, calling the police on us. Y'all can't even have a quality of life, a peace of mind. And y'all look past all of that. See, I feel like the strife that Black American people have with one another, especially black men and black women, that's kind of recent. That's more of a recent occurrence, but white women been doing this to y'all for years, centuries, and y'all somehow look past it. I don't feel like any disagreement that we have with one another or, the disrespect factor or the strife that we have is anything comparable to the disrespect that y'all get from some of these other races of women who lie on y'all about rape, get you fired from the job, have babies with you when you making it, and all of a sudden, when you down and out, they leave you. So again, I really feel like we just don't have the patience with one another, and we only look at the reaction of why. Have you ever asked a black woman when she's like that, why is she that way? Like, let's even look at YouTube. When you came to YouTube, did you see all these anti-black men content creators?
Yes, I did.
When you first came on YouTube?
When I first came on, no. I saw a lot of I saw a lot of both, to be honest. It was there, not like it is now on either side, but it was more. You had it both ways.
I would feel like the black men initiated that. Now, I've been watching YouTube for a long time, and I didn't see black women out here making these black men. Y'all ain't issue, y'all ain't that. Like, black women, that's where you get the whole pick me thing from, because we have been overly loyal to you guys, overly uplifting you guys, and sometimes it's unrequited. Like,
overly loyal, overly uplifted.
Yeah.
Where the fuck I been? But go ahead. I'll let you finish. Go ahead.
Yeah, like that's what I feel like. It's this unreciprocated love and loyalty that we have with you guys, where it's like y'all down and out. You could count on a black woman to support you. If you need some money, you can count on a black woman to support you. You need your child support page, you can count on a black woman to support you. When you guys are in positions where your foundation is a bit dilapidated, you guys are looking at us for support. And we're there. But what I noticed is that when going back to YouTube, who started and initiated that anti-black woman rhetoric was some of y'all black men. And as a result, we've already known how some of you guys feel about us in real life based on your dating choices and stuff like that. But to actually see some of the hate and venom that you guys spew, I don't know how many times I said, some of y'all spew online. And then it's like for some of y'all to turn around and be like, well, black women don't respect us. Would you respect you if you heard some of the stuff that y'all been saying online about us for all these years? Some of y'all have made a long-lasting career off of tearing us down. And we get it. We're effed up. We're out of shape. Some of us got bad hygiene. Some of us don't listen, got too many kids. We understand that. But be consistent. When you tell us what we don't got, we got so many I ain't gots, we done struck out. But when you go to other races of women, all of a sudden, you kind of take a submissive approach. You're acquiescing to her. You're so understanding to her needs. You're creating all these concessions for her. You claim to us you don't got no money, but you go to her and all this money appears. So, yeah. But with black women we're not victims. I'm not trying to say that we're victims, but I'm just trying to really convey to you guys why some of us act the way we act towards you guys.
Mm-hmm. Paris, let me say this. I think in both situations, black men and black women, when they go to other races of people, let me say this. Black men are less likely to acquiesce because black men can pretty much be themselves and kind of be accepting. Black women can't give white men, or other groups of men the same type of attitude that they can give us. So if there's anybody I think who acquiesces, can you still hear me?
Yeah, I just muted myself.
White man hold me back. If anybody that acquiesces, I think in interracial relationships is black women, because black women definitely, when they deal with other groups, they don't have the same attitude they do with us. Now, this is what I will say. This is what I will say. There are some black men out there that do deal with, ghetto white women or ghetto whatever type of women or whatever. But at the same time, I remember when I was a little boy watching Oprah. My grandmother used to have Ebony and Essence and some of the articles. The black female media has been on the campaign to talk about black men are gay on the down low. They don't take care of them kids. That first narrative attacking the race, that came from black women first, So yeah, this frustration on YouTube, probably came from black men when they had a chance to speak their voice. But black women have been talking shit about black men for a whole long time. And we got to understand also, how many black men didn't get any credit for raising other people's kids in the communities? A lot of us, and I will say this, a lot of black men that come out of the poverty into the lower middle class or middle class, a lot of us stay broke because we helping mama. A lot of us grow up 13, 14, 15 years old. Mama that made a bad decision and picked somebody that to have a baby with. And then we got to try to take care of mom, we got to try to take care of the family and all that kind of stuff. Black men go through all of this and they never get any credit for the stuff that they do. But, so when we talk about tearing down a race or tearing down a group of genders, black women were the first to hit and strike hard with that. And they did it on white folks' major media platforms, i.e. Oprah Winfrey, i.e. Fix My Life, and all of this. So what you hear on YouTube is just a response from what has been happening with black men and black women for a long time. And then a lot of brothers don't even say anything. They just vote with their feet. So I think what we're having is this. If black men are going and dating interracially in like the 20 or 25 percentile rates, that has a lot to do with black women themselves. And they don't want to be accountable for that. But the thing is, that's just the truth. I mean, there are other groups of men that say the same thing about black women that black men say. I mean, why are the African guys saying the same thing about black women when they come over here? Black men in Europe say the same thing. Black men in London say the same thing. Black men all of the Caribbean. You got all kind of brothers in here from different walks of life. You got brothers from the Caribbean, brothers from Nigeria. When it comes to black women, they all say the same thing. So are they lying, or they just don't? That's what I want to know. And talk to the people. I got to use the restroom. White man, hold my bladder back.
Okay. So I want to address the Oprah thing and the Iyanla thing. I think the Iyanla thing, I don't even know where he got that from, because Iyanla doesn't tear down black men. The thing is that the white media did propagate, and they put these black women in the face of the negative stereotypes that they wanted to broadcast for the image of black men to the media. But the thing is that these women, were they lying about their experience? I think that they had these negative experiences with some of y'all men, and all they simply did was go and broadcast it to the world. That is a stark contrast from someone getting online saying that you deserve to die, you need to be assaulted, you're a hair-hatted hooligan, you're a she-boon, you're a she-rat, you're this, you're that. That is different than your own men trying to tear you down and completely obliterate you, dehumanize you in the media for a coin. Black women weren't doing that. We weren't on these public platforms just ripping into y'all, lying on y'all, making up stuff just to tear you guys down. Really, what we were doing was explaining our experiences. How is it wrong for a black woman to say, hey, I haven't had my father in my life. Hey, I've experienced sexual molestation as a child. Hey, I'm having issues with domestic violence with some of our men. Those are valid issues that some of you guys don't want to hear some of us talk about for the sake of upholding your image, but it has happened. So to compare that again to what some of y'all have been doing on YouTube and other medias, where you are just completely exposing how much self-hate that you have for yourself and trying to make black women the scapegoat, that's a little bit different. Now, also, he was talking about what other races and cultures of people have had to say about black women. Do you know what some of the other cultures of people have had to say about black men? Do you do you un- do you understand that both is applicable to Black women from America and Black men? That they feel that y'all are low-hanging fruits, that y'all are not providers, that y'all are not protectors. Literally, when this whole Tristan Thompson thing happened, I saw so many comments from other races of women, white, whatever, where they're like, see, this is why I don't date Black American. This is, excuse me, not Black American. This is why I don't date Black men. And so when you see on both ends of the spectrum how each race of people, regardless if you're Black, white, whatever, they all have something negative to say about your men or your women, or each culture are going to say something negative about your men and your women. But I don't think that Black men getting online and talking all this boo-boo the food dumb-ish about Black women is a result of anything that Black women have done. I just noticed that some of y'all do not like to take accountability. Now, did you hear what I was able to say?
I was hearing the white man was holding me back in the room, but
Okay.
I was hearing you on the phone.
So like when you were talking about Iyanla, I'm like, Iyanla? Because Iyanla, she is not on that anti-Black male rhetoric. And this is what I was saying the difference is. How are you comparing someone explaining their experience dealing with some of you guys as opposed to somebody spreading anti-Black woman misogynoir propaganda? Like they're really encouraging for us to be X'd off the genocide of Black women. How is that comparable to a Black woman just saying, hey, I've experienced domestic violence from a Black man. Hey, I've experienced him abandoning my children. Hey, I've experienced being with a man that lied about his sexuality. How is that the same?
I mean, to be fair, Paris, I mean, how many guys are asking for that? I mean, you might hear like one or two, but there are not a lot of guys that extreme against Black women. Like what you're saying. What were you saying? Like they want to do what?
They're encouraging genocide. I literally have heard of a Black woman that was killed off of YouTube because she was watching one of these anti-Black anti-Black women content creators, and he was listening to him and stuff like that. You heard about that?
I heard about that, but I mean, let's just be honest. That's not like, it's not very common.
How do we know?
It's not, because I mean, how many times did that happen in the last 10 years? Like once?
We don't know.
I don't think that's okay. We don't know, but from what you're talking about, from what you do know, it's happened like what? Once?
From what they've reported, it's happened once, but a lot of us get killed all the time. And they don't report it and they don't talk about it. So
okay, but you're using that one thing. So we haven't seen like a lot of that happening. So what I will say is this with that, not to cut you off. Somebody says one is too many. Okay, that's fair enough. But that's not normally what you hear in Black male content creators. We got to be fair to them. Now, I do know that there are some people that say that, but I've heard one or two, but I've also heard the same thing. And I wouldn't say that Black female content creators say that, although I've heard certain people on certain a Swirler's channel say that. I won't call her name, but she said all black young babies should be killed. But we know that all Black women ain't saying that, so I don't even use it. But go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't say. Did I say all Black men? I'm not talking.
No,
we're not talking
about. You're not saying that. I'm just.
We're just talking about the ones that have this particular content, not because there's good Black male creators like you're not on that. Uhuru and all these other ones are not on that. But I'm specifically talking about the ones that are on that. Their influence is heavy. Like, and it's not only just the Black women that have been killed. Like I've heard of other Black people that have been killed because sometimes these people are not just anti-Black women, they're also anti-Black male. And this also brings me to another point, is that why does it seem that when somebody says something about Black women, you guys are kind of unaffected by the negative stereotypes that they're trying to perpetuate for the mass media? But like, it's not until they say something about Black men too is when you're like, oh, well, they're effed up.
Okay.
That's
I mean, I think that last point. It kind of works both ways, I guess. You know, I don't think that Black men and Black women really care about each other, to be honest. I'll just telling the truth. In a lot of ways. So let me just say this. Paris. And I gotta be honest.
Yeah.
Let me not say that because it's gonna say you're simple, but I'll use you for example. You know, you're a good looking woman, right? Like some of the women that are here in the chat. This is what I think a lot of Black men who date out. I don't even think it's about all the time. Okay, Black women got a bad attitude. Black women have these problems, right? But you mentioned something that's very key. you said that your guy that you're dating right now, he comes from a 2-parent home, right?
Yes.
Okay, this is very important. Now, when it comes to black women, and I went to Sacramento State University, I graduated from there. Black women, in comparisons to white women, they don't look at certain things. James Stone, your mama ugly bitch. Sorry. They don't look at the same qualities that other groups of women look for. What black women look for is, are you gonna make me boring? Do you got some personality? They don't look at like, okay, is he gonna like the qualities that you were talking about? Are you gonna be a family man? Are you gonna do this and that? Most black women ain't looking for that kind of stuff. Most black women want to know what you look like, what you driving, and all of that kind of stuff. They don't care anything about those long-term things. But see, the thing about other groups of women, and a lot of dudes love black women. Let's just be honest. A lot of dudes love black women, try to date black women. Black women, if you're a lame nigga, if you ain't nigga, you ain't looking right. If you a nigga, you ain't somebody that somebody else want. Black women, out of any group of women, they not fucking with you. Let's just be honest, okay? They not fucking. You know that. Black women is not fucking with you if you like short, if you like broke, if you like you ain't got no person, you ain't funny, you ain't entertaining. Come on, we already know. Here's the problem, Harris. When these brothers get it together, they get a little money in their pocket, or they go to one of those PWIs, predominantly white institutions. Now all of a sudden, here come a white girl that look at these brothers and see these characteristics that a lot of black women wasn't checking for. They wasn't looking for those long-term things. Then he get with a white girl, and all of a sudden it's coon. You motherfucking sell out, nigga. You motherfucking, you niggas are coons. You're sellouts. You're sellout coons. All you want is Becky. But the nigga been trying to date black women all along. Paris, I live in Poland.
Yes.
You know how hard it is for me not to be out here swirling it up. You know what I mean? Because white women and Asian women and non-black women, they have a different approach to selecting men than black women do. Black women have a more physicality, more personality-based approach. Other groups of women don't have that, and that's why a lot of black men, I will say this, a lot of black men can get with a white woman or a non-black woman and will have absolutely no chance because black women they have other things on their list. And it's not until this black dude becomes successful, start getting money, then all of a sudden, all you wanted was a white girl. But you don't want to give this nigga a chance. How do you feel about that?
Oh,
Paris?
I love this question. Oh, I love this question. Okay, let me ask you a question.
Ready for this one?
Okay. Huh?
You ready for this question?
Oh, all right. Okay. So here's the thing. Who do you feel helps women to weed out and have high dating standards to attract the best dating prospect? Who do you feel is aiding in that process for a woman? Or let's say a girl, okay? Who helps her to know what she should look for and what standards to have? What superficial standards don't matter and what actually are the tangibles? Who helps her to formulate that?
Well, probably not the father because.
Okay. You said probably not the father.
Well, it's not the father because the mama didn't select a good father, so that's why that is. So we know that he's not there.
I said the other races of women.
Oh, the father, yeah. We're talking about black women. Oh, yeah, the father is definitely there, yeah, for sure.
So we're just going to look past no patriarchy in our community, no paternal figures. That could also be a good contributing factor for why some of us are not picking mates based upon tangible benefits that's not only going to benefit us, but our children. And the thing is that these other races do have these standards. I've heard of other races say so many times that their dads told them and even Hulk Hogan told this to Brooke Hogan, that if you're gonna date an N-word, you better date one that got some effing money. They say that crap to y'all face. They say that crap all the time. But the thing is that y'all don't care. You know, when you're encountering them, you have to step it up. You have to be in a certain tax bracket. You got to be in a certain socioeconomic status. You have to fit a certain quality and profile for them to even give you the time of day. But with Black women, it's like, well, she wouldn't hold me down when I was struggling. Yes, she was. Shout out to Kevin Hart's wife, Teray Hart. Well, she didn't give me the time of day. Yes, she did. Shout out to B. Smith. We always are in that position, but somehow y'all don't see it when y'all have made it. But when y'all are broken, all that, you're abusing her. You're not abusing her physically, but like, you're abusing the situation, manipulating, trying to take advantage, not feeling motivated. And when she builds you up, builds up Sugar Bear, dusts him off, get him into a position to where he can be a better man, then he ends up leaving.
Wait, dust him up? Is that what y'all think?
I said dust him off.
Dust him off. Paris, come on. Let me. All right, Paris. This is what I want to say. This is the truth. Okay. For the most part, I'm gonna just say this, and you Black women out there, y'all know, you Negroettes have, for the most part, this much percentage of wanting to get married. Paris. Let me tell you what. I'm gonna tell you why I say that. There's a difference between wanting to get married, the wedding day, and wear the picture and actually doing the wife duties. All right. These Black women of today, and we talked about this a little bit earlier, when it comes to, number one, how can you be a wife if your father was not there? That's the hardest part. Women who don't have their father in their home have absolutely, in my opinion, no chance. For most of them, they have no chance of knowing what a man is, his value, or anything else. So what I'm saying with that is, of course, it's going to make more sense. A lot of Black women feel like, listen, nigga, I don't need you. Their mama done told you, hey, you better do it all by yourself. Don't trust these niggas. You know what I mean? These niggas ain't shit. Your daddy wasn't shit. All right. If you want a baby, go ahead and have a baby, and you can do all bad by yourself. This is what Black women are taught at an early age. And so that attitude, it comes out in their conversation for the most part. Somebody says not all, we know not all. Okay. What I'm saying is this: even if a white woman is going to look at a Black man in a pejorative attitude, well, if she's going to be nice or a little nicer than what you're going to get with a Black woman, well, of course, what are you going to take? You're going to take whatever you think is being more nice to you. So what I'm saying is that for a lot of Black men who want to work hard and do it the normal way, whether it's, truck drivers or in academia or whatever, usually Black women are not going to be there to ride it out, especially if she's attractive. If she's attractive, forget about it. If she ugly or something, okay, cool. But most Black women, when it comes to a Black man, they want a finished product. Now, here's one thing I've noticed, Paris, and I gotta put the onus that I've seen this. For a Black man who's trying to make it, Black women, ain't gonna be there, right? But if it's a white dude, oh, he can be a nerd. He can be corny. He can be lame. He can get a fine Black woman with your attractiveness level every day of the week. And see, this is what a lot of Black women don't want to admit. There has to be a certain type of, a lot of Black women don't want to fuck with a good Black man until they get what? 30, 32, got kids. Oh shit, baby. I always liked you. O'Shea. Yeah, even though I got 14 kids by 37 different niggas, you was always cute. I mean, you was cute in an ugly, different kind of way, I mean, you always was ugly, O'Shea, but now, I mean, you kind of sexy and shit now. I got these 47,000 kids and I'm 37 years old. This is what the fuck happens. So I'm supposed to sit here and wait for your motherfucking ass after you done did whatever you didn't want to do with your coochie and got all these goddamn kids. Now you want to fuck with a nigga? And this is what happens. You know what I mean? When I was at Sac State studying biology, where was you at? You wasn't there. Now that I got me a white girl or whatever, I'm a cool now. And see, this happens so many times. Can you hear me still?
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm just
all right. Go ahead. White man, hold me back. Go ahead and spit some game to him.
I mean, when you look at the situation with Emmanuel Eboué, do you know his situation?
The soccer guy?
Yes.
I saw it I saw the title. I said, damn, why she doing brothers like this? But go ahead.
So that situation,
that's an African nigga. But go ahead. I'm gonna let it slide.
Okay, but that situation, it happens with our women where we are always in a position where we are looking past y'all's finances and building y'all up. I mean, look at Candy Burris. She was with Todd and she makes significantly more than Todd. When you look at Mary J. Blige, her husband wasn't worth a god dang, and she built him up. And you just constantly see these situations where Black women are with y'all during the struggle when y'all ain't got nothing. And then all of a sudden, when you make it, then you start throwing all this money that you made off of us, being the help for us. Okay. We loved y'all when y'all was the help. But all of a sudden, when you start to accrue that money and you start to acquire certain celebrity status, then all of a sudden now, oh, well, you want to go get you a white woman. So the story of Emmanuel Ebwe, okay, when he was down and out working at the academies, being broke, because you know these athletes, when they first start off, they don't have no money. They're like starving students, and you know they don't got nothing. So he was with the Black woman, okay? They were engaged, and the moment that he got signed to Arsenals, which is like some Belgian football team, he was making millions up the freaking buku, just traveling everywhere, going to Buckingham Palace, meeting the Queen. The moment that this nignog, okay, lost his wealth, what a F, because his white wife, he made like 8 million euros. She took 7 million. She's running all through his effing money. The moment he went broke, she took the kids, took the house, asked for a divorce, and guess who he's now married to? The Black fiancé that was struggling with him when he was down and out. So that case scenario to me happens way too often, where Black women are always.
That's the African dude. That don't count. I don't
see.
You
no,
can't lump him in there with us.
See, that's
ADOS, ADOS.
Okay, well, is Kevin Hart a Black American?
Yeah, he a nigga.
Okay, so same thing. It doesn't matter what part of the globe what part of the pond you're on. We as Black women are always helping y'all out when y'all don't got a pot to pee in and a window to throw it out of. But what we see is when you are starting to make that financial turnover, then all of a sudden y'all start acting brand new, and then we're no longer, we can't be associated with you and your new money. These non-Black women can be, though. That's just what we see. I don't know what you're seeing where you're talking about these women aren't there for the truck drivers and all that. They make good money. I know plenty of Black women that wouldn't have any problem dating them. And some of us are not only about looks. Like me personally, I'm one of those, I really don't give a F about your looks. Like, with that bank account, do that. What about that FICO score? Because the thing is this, y'all have certain standards for us too. We can't look a certain way. You're gonna want all these maternal nurturing qualities as a wife. You want your meals made. You want all this. That's a full-time job. Like, what's wrong with us wanting providers? Like, is it something wrong? Other races of women want providers. Maybe they don't tell y'all that to y'all face, but I think Black women should probably get to a place where they're tired of being some of y'all's doormats and accepting you at your worst and accepting you and having to be an option in your life. I don't want to be a consolation prize. And I want other Black women to feel that way too. But I also understand that you can't be no hood rat on some rat-ish asking for a man that has all this wealth and all of this that you can acquire during a marriage. Because a lot of people think marriages is about, oh, I'm cute, you cute, let's get married. No, this is about security and acquisitions. So my thing is, you have to also be willing to bring something that makes you an asset to the table. And I understand that some of us are not bringing that to the table. I get it.
Okay, no, let me talk about this real quick. And guys, get the likes up real quick. 569 people. The white man not holding it out. Can you Negroes like the damn video? This is a damn shame. All right, all of y'all in here. I see the chat moving real quick, but like the video. I'm gonna drop Paris' link in the description. Here's the thing, Paris. This is what I want to say real quick. Okay, not to you or maybe some people, but like Black women dealing with broke ass niggas they can build up. Do you know what kind of broke ass niggas that Black women can build up? You know what kind they usually are?
I know what you're going to say.
Niggas that they think are fine and can lay that pipe. See, here's the thing. And we got to talk about this. See, Black women, if you look good to them, don't you know you can't be shit, but nigga, if you doing all of that and you laying this?
What are you doing?
What? No, just be honest. See, all of that shit about Paris. You see, you didn't stepped into a room of no motherfucking return. Now you didn't fucked up. Because shout out to all my ugly niggas in the chat. Press 5 if you ugly. So everybody in the chat, so you're pressing 5 right now.
That's what y'all be doing. You in the hand.
Yeah, we got it. We taking over the world. For ugly niggas, man, boy, you better have some good credit. You better be funny, nigga. You better have a motherfucking car, nigga. You better be getting a PhD. Okay. But for the niggas that they get be with that is broke, ain't got shit, oh nigga, you better be looking good and bring that. Hello. See, it's two different standards. And I'm glad you talked about this because see, what happens is the nigga who ain't worth a fuck, as long as he bring that pipe and he look decent, see, y'all can deal with him. And that's another thing. Ain't that crazy? Black women love building broke ass niggas up. You want to know why? So they can control them motherfuckers. Let me tell you something. All right. I'm a real man. Might not be that good motherfucking looking, but you can't run me. You can't control me because what the fuck I say, I'm from the old school. And a lot of goddamn black women, I'm going to tell you, unlike you, because see, you date a Nigerian man. But do you know what? A lot of black women are afraid of African men. You know why they afraid of that, Paris? Because them African men ain't taking that motherfucking shit from these goddamn women. And that's the goddamn truth. See, Nigerian men are some of the most successful men in the country. Black women run from them because they know they got to get motherfucking in line. Them Ghanaian men and them African men ain't taking their motherfucking shit. And that's the goddamn truth. And you goddamn women in the motherfucking chat, I ain't taking your motherfucking shit either. Shady Brooks and all of that. Yeah, baby. I know you got I know you want me on accident, baby. But I'm just telling you the goddamn truth. These women are afraid of a man that got that shit together and they got rules and consequences. They will run from him. What these women want is a big dick that they can motherfucking control. And that's what they want. And when they can't get that, they run. You know why? Because women don't want to be up under no goddamn black man and listening to him because they don't respect him like that for the most part. They don't want to fall in line. They just don't. And these black women will do that and go run and fuck with every Tom, Dick, and Harry nigga that they can that they can control. And because they, especially if they're attractive, a lot of these attractive women can have access to men that look good or that men that are doing something. They don't want them men. Black women want to deal with bums on purpose because they want to change a motherfucking nigga. You know that? Girl, I can change him. That's black women, huh? Girl, I can change him. I'm going to build him up because he already got, I love how he hitting that from the back. So I can change him. And they want that because they so attracted to him versus, you know, getting with a brother that, listen, baby, you need to do this and that and sit your motherfucking ass over here. See, they don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. And that's exactly why Nigerian men, for the most part, them black women don't want to deal with them. Them Caribbean men, they don't want to deal with them. Black women run from them for the most part because them niggas ain't taking their shit. And black women will specifically go out and bum it with dudes they find that are attractive and take care of those niggas. And another thing too, a lot of professional black men, parents, I'm gonna tell you like this. Black women know that a lot of those professional brothers do not need them. Because see, when you're a professional black man, you got a career, you're not putting up with no bullshit from women. You're not, I mean, because I can just get rid of you whenever I get ready. If you talking that shit to me, fuck you. I could just kick you out. Don't matter. Bye to the next one. And see, black women know when they're dealing with it, they're very disposable. They have a lot of rules. So, okay, all right, I don't want to be disposable. Let me go deal with a nigga who needs me, who's struggling. I can be in his life and build him up and invest in him. That's what they do. A lot of black women avoid successful black men on purpose. That's just the facts because they know that there are rules and consequences to deal with that shit. They don't want to deal with that. And you know I'm right. Hello. She quiet, y'all.
No, because okay, honestly, somebody in the chat, they're Nigeria. Oh my, you better not. I do have a rebuttal. I have a rebuttal. First of all, shout out to the chat. Somebody said Balo needs a me, and I was trying to respond. Yeah, both bon con dada. They said something, so I'm like responding to them. People be laughing at my aerobic. Okay.
Go ahead.
See, the thing is this. When you were talking about the African men, like specifically Nigerian, now something that I hear people talk about a lot is that they have a fear of them being abusive. And I'm like, wow, y'all really are not used to like giving a man cooperation and submission that you view him giving you. You're under his tutelage. So in that regard, you should welcome his guidance. And in that instance, like if he is providing for you, like that is a masculine man that you're dealing with, you should be willing to submit to him. So our women are not used to men that are patriarchal men who have a patriarchy and have a patriarchy mindset where they instill certain instructions for these women that they need to follow and adhere to. Some of our men don't do that. Y'all want to sit and argue with us. Y'all want to sit and banter with us. Some of y'all be sitting there gossiping with us. All this other feminine bull crap. What I noticed with some of these Nigerian men, they don't you don't know how many times that I've tried to go into that with him. He's like, I'm not one of your girlfriends, or he doesn't like to repeat himself with certain things. Or if he tells me to do something, I know I have one time to do it and that's it. And I'm okay. I like that. I'm okay with that. Because I know I'm just that type that if I don't have any respect for him, this is going nowhere because I know I'm not a good leader. I like to practice hypo agency. I like to be helpless. I like to do all that crap. It gets me so many benefits. But again, it goes back to what I was saying about some of our women not being brought up in households to know that is a normal dynamic between a man and a woman. They feel as though that's abusive, that some of you guys want to garner our submission. Because the thing is, if you grow up in a household where you see the dynamic between your mother and your father, where your father is just telling her to do something for the sake of the household running efficiently, and they're bantering back and forth and fighting, and she don't want to, it's going to cause the children to lose respect for you. So I wish some of our women would understand that, how important it is to gain to give submission to a man. But also what some of y'all also have to understand is that you have to be a great leader. You have to display that you can run this relationship and that, you know, you're not going to sit there and tolerate, because some of y'all, you already know this, that some of our men like to argue with our women, and some of y'all like to be cussed out. Haven't you heard of some men that like to be cussed out?
Oh, that's true.
Some of y'all love to be cussed out by us and talked to disrespectfully. And then when that becomes the norm, they're like, well, you just disrespectful. You was letting me cuss you out throughout the duration of this relationship. Why do you want me to respect you now? So the respect dynamic is definitely different. But also, I think another reason why he gets so much respect from me is because, you know, he's a really, really good provider, especially for his age. Like he has some really, he has his ish together. And the sad thing is, I think some of our men have been brainwashed into thinking you don't have to bring anything to the table. And because you being a black man, strictly off of that strength alone, you deserve all this cooperation from your woman. And it's like, no, with finances comes cooperation. And other races of women understand this, which is why you don't see them giving all this lip to their men. And this is another thing that I've noticed that some of y'all don't recognize. Every time that y'all are uplifting non-black women and other races of women, you're basically giving a slap five to that woman's male counterpart, because men build up their women. So if you see a woman that's toe down, she effed up, she don't shut the F up, she don't cook, she don't clean, she don't arithmetic, she don't do none of that for the kids, that is a direct reflection of the dynamic of the male and female dynamic between our people. But
I agree with that.
When you see other races of men, they're building their women up. They're constantly showing them in the media how beautiful they are. Even if they look like a She-Rilla and Shrek in the face, they're telling them you're the most beautiful thing. They're sticking there to raise their kids. They're providing for them. They're giving them a comfortable living situation. And as a result, their women have a higher self-esteem. They feel as though they are superior to us. They will never feel as if we are better women than them. And they feel like in terms of competition, there is no competition that they feel is between white women and black women, all because their men have given them that confidence. So, you know, on one hand, you can talk about how much black women aren't doing this, and that. We're not good partners. We're not this, we're not that. But have our men built us to be good partners? And I know that our mothers play a role in that as well. But we need some of y'all to reinstate what to expect from good men who are father minded men and family minded men. But when you don't see that, it's like, how do you expect to have a wife when her father hasn't raised her to be that way?
Let me I do agree with you on definitely what you last said, is that the women are definitely a reflection of the men.
Yes.
That is true. And I try to talk to the brothers all the time about, the need for black male unity. I won't disagree with that, because then that would be being disingenuous. So I won't even give you a butt on that. But I do want to add to this.
Yes.
Um, like, I'm in Poland. And,
Mm-hmm.
and shout out to my brother CACA, because he sent me some good emails and some good stuff. And I talk about this all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Being in Poland for 4 years, never dated a white girl, never slept with one. It is very difficult to do that.
In Poland?
Everybody's white. Yeah,
Oh.
I even had, when Dee was living out here, she lived out here with me for a year before she went back to the States. But what I want to say to this is, you know, you like a provider. What that means is, if the nigga can't pay his rent, or if he can't put the food on the table, you can be understanding, but you really, as a woman, do not want to hear excuses. You just don't. You don't want to hear excuses. If a man cannot do what he's supposed to do, women do not want to hear excuses. They don't. But see, that works both ways, because black men don't want to hear, oh, okay, well, you have a problem with, you don't have a father raising you. All right, I'm gonna work it out with you. Or you have a disdain towards black men. Okay, I'm gonna stay here and work it out with you. We live in a capitalist country. We live in a society where the best mate, or the person who puts the best bid in, wins. And it's the
Mm-hmm.
same thing for black women. Black women don't want to hear your excuse for why you can't pay the motherfucking rent, why you can't do this, or why you can't do that, or why you can't provide for me. Women don't want to hear that. And black men also don't want to hear, oh, well, this is the reason why you're fucked up. Because as a brother, when we try to approach you, we try to be like, well, damn, where's all this shit coming from? Like, hey, I'm just trying to get to know you. I'm trying to take you out. Like, oh, what's up with all these other issues? You know what I mean? And so the thing about it is that black men don't want to hear those excuses. And this is something that black women, they have an issue with that. Like, black women, it's definitely okay for them to have their issues or their qualms, and brothers are supposed to sit back and like listen to that. But do you know how many times brothers do try to talk to a black woman, and it may not go nowhere? You might not get a text message back. Like, do you know how hard it is trying to date a black woman? Like, if a black woman is attractive, how many? I mean, Paris, we did an episode called The Thirst Box. How many messages and how many approaches does a black woman get all the time? It's a lot. So the thing about it is this: black men are also looking for the best deal. Black men don't want to. We don't care that when we're dealing with women, you may have had a bad situation, you may have had things happen to you, and all of that. But when you wear that attitude out the door on your sleeve, brothers not feeling that.
Mm-hmm.
And so we wouldn't expect you to want to stick around and deal with somebody who had this, right? But the thing about it is, black men are not going to stick around just for the sake of the race. Most of them are not going to do what I'm going to do. For me, I love being black. I'm an African American. I'm proud to be black. I want a black. If I was to get married, I'm gonna have a black wife. That's me. That's my preference. But a lot of brothers are not gonna do that. And what black women want to do is, okay, we have an issue with you. We gonna treat you niggas like shit and talk to you niggas like this, and you need to work it out. That's not how the world works. It's not how the world works. And to think like that, it doesn't make any sense. So if you're gonna be like, okay, you niggas ain't shit, you niggas, well, what are they gonna do? They're gonna leave, And this is what we gotta understand. Like, you can't have it both ways. If black women want to be the kind of women that are gonna have black husbands or black whatever, this is the wrong approach. Okay, and all black women are gonna do is with that approach. Like, you need to stay and fix this. Fix what, nigga? You already said you don't want to fuck with me. You already said I ain't shit. I'm going over here with the white girl or with the fat white girl. It don't even matter if she fat. She might even look as good as you. But hey, she nice. I mean, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I can agree. I mean, I do feel like some of our standards can be delusional. This is something I talk about on my platform. It's if you want a man that is going to do all of these things that you require to uh in a relationship, in the compounds of a relationship, whatever, you have to also reciprocate those things. And something that I really feel like is effing us up as Black women is that some of us, unfortunately, I know with the times or whatever, we have become more corporate minded. We feel like, if we got a degree, then I don't got to do all these things. Like, he should be submitting to me. We're equal. I pay 50-50. I don't believe in 50-50. I don't believe chivalry is not dead to me. Like, maybe I'm delusional, but it works for me. And I feel like these women want these 5-star men, but they're not coming to the table with 5-star qualities. Like, I feel like a man should never really have to ask you to cook him a plate or make him a plate, because there's somebody out there that's willing to do it. He should not have to ask you to clean up around the house. He should not have to ask you to set up his appointments, to remind him of when the credit card bills is due. He should not have to ask you to do all those things. And in return, you should not have to ask him to provide. But again, it goes back to our standards being a little bit skewed with one another, and that I can see on one end of the spectrum how Black women, we are a little bit delusional, which is why our marriage numbers are not where we would ideally want them to be. But also some of our men's standards is delusional as well, where how the F are you going to tell this woman, I want you to cook, clean, and do all these things, fold, press, make pasta from scratch and throw it on the, I don't know if you know about the throw it on the cabinet method, where you see if it's if it's al dente or cooked all the way. That's how you know if your pasta is not overcooked. Throw it on the cabinet. If it sticks, then you're good. But if the crap fall off, you need to let it cook a little longer. But you guys want us to do all those things. Do you got a job? I'm in between jobs. You got kids? I mean, I just got 1 or 2. You got this or that? What? So, I think that we need to get it together. And also, this is going completely off topic, but it is about Black men and dating and stuff like that. Why is it that Black men who have churn have the highest standards?
Wait a minute. Did you say churn?
Churn.
Right.
CHUR. Why is it that some of them, because I did a call in one time to my live, and this Black guy, he told me he had churn, and I think he had a child. So he was talking about how, he has a lot of money, and so he owns some dealerships or whatever. They make a nice little coin doing them dealerships. But he said one of his deal breakers is a woman that has kids of her own. She can't have no kids.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me?
But he has kids.
He has a child, but the woman has to accept his child and deal with him and his baggage, but she get children, no. So again, it goes back to what I'm saying is that some of y'all on one hand can tell us you better bring XYZ, LMNOP, QFD to the table, but y'all don't have to do the same sometimes. I don't
know. Let me say, Paris, this is going to be unfair, but let me say it. All right. It is unfair. A guy who is successful and has 2 or 3, this is not equality. Okay. When a woman is beautiful early on in life, she has an advantage. But time brings about a change, right? You as a man, if you have things going on for yourself, hey, I'm sorry, for Black women, it's not fair. It's not. A dude that got a kid and he got that shit together, he can say, I'm not fucking with you if you ain't got a kid. Why? That's just the benefit of being a man. I mean, I know it sounds fucked up, but this is, equality is not fair in dating or relationships. It's just not. So that's why a man can say that and a woman can't. That's just, it's the thing. But let me also kind of get back to this point. Damn, white man hold me back, Paris. I'm getting old. When it comes to Black women and Black male relationships, I really feel, and I just got to be honest. Black women, and I got to get back to that, they have a hard time, for the most part, dealing with a man that necessarily doesn't need them or has standards for them. A lot of Black women, they are very, very intimidated by that. if you are not a man, you don't really need her. You don't need her to do all the different kind of stuff. This new age black man is up and coming. Shout out to the brothers. The rise, I always talk about this, the rise of the middle class, first generational black man. He's on the rise more so than ever before. Okay. You got black men in industries, and my channel, a lot of professional brothers, I got brothers that are medical doctors. Some of them are emergency. Some of them moderating right now, like Dr. Andow. Brothers are making $1 million a year. You have a lot of black men that are coming out of poverty to the first generational middle class. And these guys have been living by themselves. These guys don't really need, a woman in their house and all that stuff. It's a lot harder for a black woman in today to really kind of compete with the market. Because let's just be honest, men have the advantage, especially black men, because, you can go to a different race. You can stay in the race. You can not do it at all. So, and then a lot of black women kind of have this attitude like, we all of that. How you going to time out Paris during the goddamn show? Who's that? Paris, go ahead and talk. Hold on.
I just said thumbs up and donate. Dang.
Mr. Edmore. Go, Mr. Edmore, bruh. How you going to time somebody out when they on the goddamn show? What is this nigga doing? Bro, I'm going to time you out again. That's the second time you did it. Go ahead, sister. Go ahead.
I just said nigga, thumbs up and donate. I'm trying to encourage
I don't even know why the nigga even did that. Nigga, why did you do that? That was...
It's because I'm dark skinned and y'all don't like, you see, I told y'all it's color.
He did that to you like last show. So now I'm thinking it's a habit.
It's
He's like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do it. No, nigga, you meant to do it. Go ahead. I'm going to time his ass out. Who was he comment? Hold on. Let me get him. Crazy ass nigga. Go ahead. You say something. I forgot what I was going to say.
Basically what I was saying is that hasn't it always...
Hold on. Burp on beef. Stop fucking oranging me, bitch. I don't even know who this stalker ass nigga is. Get the fuck off my chat. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Hi, Beats Reloaded. I just feel it's always been that way. Black men have always been out earning us. I would say though, black women are trying to step their game up in terms of getting their degrees and getting educated. But something that was scaring me is that I feel like even though you guys have always out earned us, which is nothing new. I mean, who didn't? You guys have been out earning us for how many years now? But when you look at some of the geographic of earners and things like that, you're talking about in Poland that some black guys that are in the medical field and they're out earning women. We're not competing in the marketplace. But when you look at women that's from New York, some of the career fields that they're in is so freaking masculine. They're making bank and getting coined up.
Oh,
but some of the degree, I'm like, oh my God, some of them have some of the most masculine jobs. Like I've had women that are construction workers and electricians, and I'm doing, what the freak are you doing all this manual labor for? Mm-hmm. But that the fact that black women are forced to have to get them jobs to even feel like they have their foot in the game because some of our men just don't believe in being providers, that speaks volumes to me.
Okay, Paris, let me say this.
Yes.
Black women get approached by all types of different dudes. How many niggas, okay, black women in the chat, how many niggas do y'all have for different shit? Like, you have a nigga that you talk to on the phone, not you personally. That's one nigga. The nigga that, that fixes your computers and TVs, that's another nigga. The nigga that, that will give you rides, that's another nigga. The nigga that you fucking, that nigga that you want to be with but don't want to be with you, then there's him. And then there's all these other niggas that's on the side that, whatever. These women have all these different dudes to their disposal, okay? And they, especially if they halfway decent looking, especially if they just they could even be ugly with a fat ass. They could even be not even ugly, okay? These women have access to guys all the time. Decent dudes. But here's the problem. Those dudes don't get their pussy wet. Let's just be honest. They don't want to fuck those dudes. They want to talk to them and be, text buddies with them. And, okay, you can take me out to coffee and shit because I ain't got nothing to do. But see, what we got to deal with is, okay, he's nice, or this is a guy that I want to fuck. He makes my coochie do like this. See, this is the conversation that the black women don't want to have because what y'all say y'all want and who y'all fucking, that's different for the most part. Oh, I want a guy that go to church and he gotta believe in God. He gotta have this and that and all of this. It's motherfucker that you fucking dick 95 inches way down the goddamn streets. Nigga can't read and write, 47,000 tattoos, 6'7", because he make that pussy do this. Ball. But the other niggas that you talking to that like you, yeah, know what you do? You go complain to this other all you women in here, you know what? Y'all motherfucking is lying. Y'all got like 7 different niggas that do 7 different things.
Can I address somebody in the chat really fast? Because the guy that I was talking about, he claimed that he he donated and he said, Paris is talking about me. I called her show a week ago. She's leaving out the fact that I have custody of my son. What does that have to do with you telling a woman that that she can't have a child, even though you have a child?
Oh, that's the same dude?
Yeah, that's what he says. What is the relevance of you bringing up the fact that you have custody of your son? Why is it that she can't have no kids because you have custody? That doesn't make any sense. It's just hypocrisy. And I understand you're probably in a different tax bracket than some of these men, so you feel like you are in a position to call shots, but it's still hypocritical to me. But yeah, and you pulled out that water bottle. If anybody doing all that, they peeing on themselves. I'm just
I'm saying, yeah. But it ain't listen, black women gotta be honest, okay? If it ain't the dude that y'all are sexually attracted to like that, it could be a dude that is good, decent looking, but he don't do it for you. It's a big difference between the black woman that's doing it for her and the guy that's like, okay, black women have an option to get with all type of dudes all the time. But if that's not the dude that she wants to fuck, forget it. Because all she'll do, she'll get with him for a minute and she'll fuck him once or twice a month. And then she'll be fucking some nigga on the side that she don't. Y'all do this shit. I mean, why y'all fronting? This is the manosphere. We know this about y'all. Y'all not fooling no goddamn body. So don't come over here. Not you, I'm talking about them. Don't come over here with that shit. It's 2 different type of niggas we're talking about today. The motherfuckers that y'all want to fuck and suck on, and the dudes that y'all don't. And here's the thing, Paris. And I mean, I mean, as an ugly nigga, let us call in. No, you can call. Listen, I'm talking right now. Don't you worry about calling in shit. Don't tell us. Let us call in. Let you shut. Time him out. Love yourself. Don't be telling me what to do, nigga. My motherfucking channel. Let me tell you this. Black women are the only group of women that I know. Y'all will be like, he's a nice guy. I don't want to fuck him. Yeah, he's cool, right? But here's the thing, though, Paris. Y'all will be the main ones hating on niggas that you never were attracted to. Like, I don't understand this shit. Black women will turn down black men who want to be husbands, want to be fathers, for whatever reason. I know, like, y'all have y'all type and certain type of dudes y'all want to fuck with. We understand. But then when the dudes that y'all don't want go with other groups of people, I mean, video after video after video. Let's talk about like let's say Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart is 5'2". How many black women would fuck with Kevin Hart if he wasn't Kevin Hart? Let's just be honest.
His wife did.
What I'm saying is this. Black women are the only groups of women. Y'all know y'all don't want these niggas. Let's be honest. 85% of black men, y'all do not want to be caught dead with these niggas. Can we just be real? Y'all don't want most of these goddamn black men out here, and y'all know that. I'm gonna say it, Paris. 90% of black women would not be caught dead with. Y'all might let them come through at night and lick on your ankles or whatever. Y'all don't want most of these motherfucking niggas. It's only a certain percentage of these dudes that they want. The other niggas is like, okay, if I can't get these niggas, I might get this niggas some pussy like every 3 or 4 or 5 months. But when these other dudes, hold on, white man, hold me back, go to another race of women, y'all talk shit about the dudes that y'all don't even want to fuck with. Why do y'all do that shit?
Teray
y'all know most
Kevin.
of these niggas y'all don't want them at all. Be honest.
Teray wanted Kevin. I don't even think she anticipated he was gonna blow up. She probably thought that he was just gonna be this old habawank round the way comedian that goes in the little bars and tells little jokes. She didn't know that he was gonna blow up. She thought she didn't know that. And this man, she was with him when he was broke and struggling. Look at DMX. His wife was with her. I mean, with him for all those freaking years when they were teenagers. He didn't have ish. These black women know you guys' potential, and they need to stop even doing that because we get burned in the long run. But there, some of y'all, I don't know what y'all be doing. Like, you don't see, maybe you see it and you just don't want to admit it.
Let me ask you this, Paris. Okay. Do they see the potential in like entertainment or rappers and stuff like that? What about the other brothers though? Because I mean, I'll say that like I heard that about Denzel Washington and but what about the everyday brother who not in entertainment, like the brother who want to be a doctor or a lawyer or whatever? I mean, do they
haven't
see
you
that?
had a girlfriend?
What'd you say?
Black girl? Haven't you had black girlfriends?
Well, I mean, I'm that nigga. That's different. I mean, don't put me like with these niggas in the chat. I mean, I'm a special motherfucker. Oh shit, you know what I mean? I'm just saying. I'm not complaining. I'm just explaining. You know, I don't start nothing. You know, you can't put me in the back with these niggas are here. You know, but okay, but see, right? I'm a nigga for real. I'm a niggified, ridiculous ass. Say any type of shit ass nigga. So I never had no problems because I was just so fucking retarded. If you are a real retarded motherfucker like me, you ain't gonna have no problems. But everybody ain't insane like me. Most niggas is like not like me. If you are a nigga and you right, extremely retarded, funny, don't give a fuck, you're gonna get all type of chicks in the black community. No problem. Don't matter what you look like for the most part. But everybody ain't like me though. Go ahead.
But there was an everyday black man, and he was on one of those shows where they'll show like, you know, they have some strange debilitating physical defect or something. I don't want to say anything that's harmful to them, and you know, they have some sort of defect going on. There's this black man, I want to say he doesn't have, did he not have arms and legs? I think he has I think he had meningitis and he lost his legs and he's like in a wheelchair. Now, according to y'all, black women want y'all at y'all best. You can't be this, you can't be that. This man has half of his lower extremities gone, chopped off and gone. And she still accepted him, loved him, and they have kids together. He takes care of the kids and she supports him and the kids. Oh my, it's just a beautiful family unit. Now, there's black women that'll be with some black men who got HIV. Okay, did you hear about that in the news where there's this black woman that her husband and the stepdaughter set her up and had her killed? This Negro didn't have ish. He had some ish that you can't get rid of.
Okay,
he had an eternal itch and burn going on with him.
Okay.
And she still stuck it out. Now, some people may say she's stupid as F, but the thing is that we accept y'all in whatever state, whatever physical deformity you have going on, whatever financial ruin that you're in right now. We are always there. And I think it's more nuanced that some black women are starting to feel like, okay, well, we need to start dating up because us being there when y'all ain't got teeth, y'all ain't got eyes, y'all ain't got nose, you don't have nothing. It's really backfiring on us.
Paris, do you think it could be like, hold on a second, let me go time this nigga out.
Hold on, I'll be right back, but go ahead and ask your question. I can hear you.
All right, hold on a second. Let me go ahead and quick.
Okay.
All right. So I banned that nigga out of my chat. Whoever the fuck that nigga is, man. Keep your dusty ass out of my shit, punk. All right, listen, man. We're gonna rock for about 20 more. I ain't gonna keep Paris up all night, but do me a favor. I'll try to bring her back like next week and do the call-in because you ain't got the brother Peel, but do me a favor. Shout out to brother Maurice. I'm gonna do some shout outs, but I need 500 people to like the video. White man is holding your likes back. Brothers and some of you sisters over here, if you could do two, because I don't want to ask you for shit that you can't pay for, right? And you can pay for a like because the white man will let you like this video for the free. So black people, take us to 500 likes, okay, if you can. Like the video for me. I'm going to shout out the super chats. I know the notifications wasn't really working that well on this. And then after this show, me and LAR got the brother pill, which is highly related to this topic, which is dating white women reparations for black men.
You don't want to do call the last 5 minutes and make them rapid? I want to hear what people have to say.
Okay, hold on a second. Let me shout out the super. If they give me 500 likes, because I gotta use my calling queue for. I have two calling numbers, so I'll use one of them right now, and then for the brother pill right after this. So
I
if
actually
I
have
get
a Google Voice call in.
500 likes, we'll do the call in.
Oh
What you think about
God.
that, Paris?
Yeah, I think that's good. I have a Google Voice call in if yours got to be set up and all that. But
Oh, you do? Okay. You got
y'all
the
got to
Google
get
Voice.
500. If y'all want to call up, y'all can call up, cuss me out, say whatever you got. No, y'all better not cuss me out. But y'all could call up and I want to hear what y'all have to say about this
Okay.
particular subject. I really do.
Okay.
200
Okay.
likes is not difficult. 600 people. Everybody needs to give a free like.
Give a like. Jesus paid it all on the cross. You know you dealing with niggas. Niggas gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna just watch this motherfucker shit. Fuck y'all. I'm not gonna like shit. I'm just gonna watch you niggas. Give a fuck about you niggas, man. Shit.
All right. Y'all need to make sure y'all get the likes up so that y'all could
Yeah.
call in and ask me some questions because I do want to answer some questions. I
Right.
see it's at 326. We almost there. Come on, likes.
Almost there.
Come
Almost
through
there.
likes. Come through
Yeah.
likes.
let me get some shout outs while we doing that, waiting for the best of black YouTube. You know, we keeping black YouTube popping. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Maurice. Hypergamy is a core factor. Black women are submissive. Their broken idea of power, security, comfort, and status in their female circles. Thai City Paris is talking about me. I called her show a week ago. She leaving out the fact that I've damn, he donated and said who he was. Okay, thank you, brother. Floss and RBB, only 13% of black women make more than $50,000. Fact, Mr. Edmore, LOL. That's the one to keep timing you out. Floss and RBB, most black women are not even on the radar of men that have their ish together because of their baggage. Crazy part is they know hold on, I can't even read. They know and they seem to give a fuck. Mr. Edmore, 47. We are not after your ring or your last name. Jerome Israel. $4 super chat. Thank you, my brother. Malcolm Smith. Ask Paris, what is the benefit of getting married? What's the benefit of being married, Paris?
For the men's or for the women's?
For men, because you know I got a mostly of a men's audience. So what's the benefit for men getting married?
Well, the thing is that men tend to die before us, unfortunately. And I can't believe I said that so harsh. So in saying that, you guys are more inclined to, throughout life, you may contract some sort of illness or you may become whatever can happen. I think it's just good to have a female counterpart that can also maneuver with you throughout this world. We live in a system of white supremacy, whether y'all want to acknowledge that or not. And I think that especially if you have children, getting married is like a form of life or death for the sake of your kids. Because even when you look at the Stephen Clark situation where the Asian baby moms, she was just a baby moms, and the law doesn't recognize a baby moms. They recognize wives, and the medical systems don't recognize baby moms. They recognize wives. The legal system, every aspect of life that you could think of, you're just a girlfriend pretty much. You're not even that, and you're having a child with this person. So to have your financial affairs in order, I think marriage, and even in terms of your medical affairs and stuff like that, marriage is probably the best route because hopefully you vetted this person out. You didn't just get some random hood rat to wife up, and then she, as soon as they say you got an illness or you got a little cough or a chill, and she told them to pull a plug. We're not talking about that. But I've seen too many instances of sometimes black men not getting married, and hey, who's to say that we end up dying before you? If you're just a boyfriend, you're not going to inherit anything. You're going to have to be a single father struggling. So I think that some of you guys are just looking at it in terms of, oh, well, who initiates the divorce and stuff. People that are able to communicate well and understand the sanctity of marriage and abide by that covenant, they don't get divorced. They don't. But I think, society has kind of scared us into feeling that we shouldn't get married and that you guys are just getting into it because she just wants your money. Some women actually love y'all washed up, dusty behinds. Some of us actually do. And we're not just doing this for the sake of
dusty or washed up.
I said some of us actually do. So in saying that, I think
now, Paris, let me ask you this though, right? Imagine black men say, some of us love y'all, oh dusty, washed up hoes. Do you know what the backlash would be?
Y'all say that all the time. Y'all got hundreds of thousands of views and followers.
I mean, man, shit. Hold on a second. Yeah. All right. Y'all ain't got the 500. Oscar, don't look. So here you go. Sandra Wallace. So what I'm saying is,
Yes.
like, I forgot. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, I'm just saying that marriage, I feel, is it's a mutually beneficial contract. Y'all have been scared into thinking that it's used to benefit women. I mean, some of y'all are dating up in terms of women. So look at what happened with Mary J. Blige. Look at what happened with what's her name? Giada, I think she's the lady with the cooking. She's non-black, okay? And she got married and she had to pay out all this palimony. So the thing is that it's not only about it benefiting women, you guys also benefit from it. And I think that if you're for the black family, then you really should be for marriage. I don't want to hear that, oh, it's just a piece of paper. Oh, well, it's just that. I can't stand hearing somebody. I cannot stand hearing that come out of some of y'all's mouths because it's bull crap and it's an outright lie.
Paris, that's what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
Women who make more money than men. Okay. This is an important thing I want to talk about. I'm glad you mentioned that again. Those when a black woman makes more than a man in a relationship, she gonna let you know. And you are going to get treated like shit. So, I mean, you think about probably why, I mean, we got to understand this. Number one, why was Mary J. Blige marrying the dude that she was marrying? I mean, I don't know. Was it that could Mary J. Blige at her age at the time, right? Could she get somebody that was like her? Probably not at her age at the time. And see, this is the thing. A lot of black women, like your Mary J's and whoever else, when they're young and they look a little bit better, they spend their time dealing with who they want to deal with. And then when you want to get married, the guys who you probably could get, they're not gonna want to fuck with you. Because I hate to say this, but when you're a 40-year-old singer, 42-year-old singer, at the time, I mean, it's somebody like, I don't know, who's the equivalent of that? I wasn't going to say R. Kelly, but we already know that anybody over 5 years old is too old for R. Kelly. But what I'm saying is this. Black women, when they have the opportunity to get married to somebody on their level when they are young, and shout out, if you're a young woman, listen to this, all right, all that bullshit, oh, I'm going to wait until I'm 30 to get married. Boo, that's not going to work. You're going to be fucked up, all right? All right, you're gonna be miserable, 40 years old, dealing with some young nigga, and he's gonna be cheating on your motherfucking ass. Facts. These women, when they get to a certain age, they marry dudes because that's the window that they have. When they have the opportunity to get married to a guy when they're young, when they're still attractive, when everything, black women don't want to do that. I'm independent. I want to wait till I'm 32, 33. Let me tell you, young women, something that you listen to this shit right now. You young women out there, a nigga is not checking for you seriously like that if you 32, 30 and up. Do you know what kind of women y'all are competing against? I mean, like, hello. I mean, listen, now I will never tell somebody that, okay, an African woman is better than an African American woman. I will never say that, right? Not because of all the time personal belief, but I'm not gonna shit on my people like that. Mm-hmm. But here's the problem. You women who are waiting to like 30 and up to get married, it's over for y'all for the most part. Over 30 is done. Forget about it. Hang it up. If you want a dude that's like on that level, he's not fucking with you. It's not happening. So then you want to get mad and then you want to go date a bum dude. But what about when you're 21? What about when you're 22? What about when you're 23, 24? When you still in them childbearing years and you have an opportunity to get with a dude and build a life together. No man wants a woman 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 30. It's not happening for most dudes. It's no. I'm going to tell you why, Paris. Number one, when you're that old, 30 something and almost 40, those women want way too much. A young woman is 20, 21, happy as hell if you buy her some shoes. She look good. She can learn something from you. This is what I'm saying. So you can't, I mean, you can talk about this nigga who was like, whatever that Mary J. Blige was with. But the fact is, Mary J. Blige was busy screwing or doing whatever she was doing when she was young. And when she got old, she didn't have no opportunity. So you young women out there, y'all can keep playing around, fucking around like you want to. Wait till you get 32, 33, 34 and shit and see how many successful black men or men in general come your way. It's not happening. I'm sorry.
But Mary wanted to get married. She wanted to
50 years old?
When she was in her 20s, she like Jodeci, one of the guys in Jodeci.
You mean Casey? If loving you is all that I have to do, I don't want to do anything. You mean that Casey?
Okay, she wanted to get married, and the thing is that even though he had that background, she still she was marriage minded. So you're saying that women her age, they wait till they get older to get married, and no, she wanted to get married. He played her. He was talking to other women, and that's when she came out with "I was your lover and your secretary." She was singing all that because y'all be playing these games. Y'all act like we just don't want to be married and marriage is just obsolete in our minds. It's a lot of us that want to be married. Y'all just don't see it. And you, men like you, and the other ones that be coming on your platform, y'all have displayed that y'all don't want to be married. Y'all have said plenty of times. Anytime I mention marriage, you're like, I don't know about that. I ain't trying to be married. It's just so. If you're not leading by example that you want to be married, of course, your women is going to start following suit. Like, well, they don't want to be married, so why the freak should I marry? Y'all need to get the lights up.
Hold on. You're saying, you're saying 32 is young for marriage. Young for who? See, that's why y'all not getting married in the first place. Don't know what you're talking about. 32, 33. Parents, let me say this real quick.
Okay.
You know what we count when we see, how old are you? 35? Damn, you'd have been fucked about like at least 3,000 people. That's what most men is thinking about. I'm just being honest. Professional dudes that y'all want, you come with that 35, 36, 37, 31, 32. Get out. I'm gonna fuck you a few times. You ain't gonna know, but you getting the fuck out of here. Let's go. Come on, let's take your ass on. See, they don't even know that. These women are so they don't out. Black men that got money and doing something 30. Come on, let's go. Come on, baby. Put your clothes on. It's okay. Let's go this way. Y'all better get y'all life together. You women out here, y'all better get y'all life together and stop letting motherfuckers tell you the goddamn lie. Y'all need to start listening to some goddamn men, because you goddamn women in here, y'all listen to other y'all gonna be fucked up and be single. You can talk about 70 ain't too. You gonna be in the goddamn casket. 80 ain't too old for love. Shit.
That's what y'all want to do. Y'all got one foot in the grave and other foot on land still. Talking about, oh, now I want to settle down. I'm like, dang, I'm a bag of bones already. I'm about to turn to dust.
But and now go ahead. These women don't want to get married. Okay, because listen, they go to college. They go to college. They fucking all through college, all in the dorms. Then you get out of college, you working, you dating. You having all your relationships, doing all this. You come to me when you 28, 29 or something like that, 30. What am I do with you? Seriously. What can I do with you? Then you already been fucking with these crazy ass niggas, because y'all know y'all do that. So now you fucked up. This nigga then fucked your credit cards up, whatever nigga didn't trolls, and you already, now you mentally fucked up now. So you bring your 30-year-old ass, 32-year-old ass, or 28-year-old ass to me with all these fucking problems. You're mad at your daddy. You've been fucked around, and this nigga done put all kind of stuff all in you, all in your mind. Here you come showing up at my motherfucking door with all this bullshit. Now you still look good, but you fucked up in your mind. Then nobody got time for that. Come on, let's go. Let's come on, let's go. Come on, don't worry about it. Don't even come on. Mm-hmm. Keep your clothes on. Let's go right now to the wall. Get them out of here. And that's the thing, that like a lot of women suffer a lot of emotional damage from the crazy ass niggas. Now we do real that they're crazy ass niggas out there. But once you get 30, 35, 40, we know that you're not going to change. You can't change at that point. Once a woman get like 25, 30, 35, their mindset about the world and about men is shaped. You can't overcome it as a man. And I understand that. And I ain't got time to be sitting there trying to change your motherfucking mind. What I do need you to do is get your motherfucking ass about my shit. See, that's what the thing. A lot of women don't understand that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So what if you end up getting a woman pregnant right now? You're not going to marry her?
I believe in Jesus. I don't even know nothing about sex. So, I mean, but you said if I have like an immaculate conception for out of this, if the Holy Ghost move and someone should just get pregnant out of the blue, I don't believe in having children and not being married. Me personally, I wouldn't. If I got somebody, I wouldn't get nobody pregnant that I didn't think that I couldn't be married to. I just wouldn't do that.
So I don't understand y'all's logic then. Anybody that you date, you could potentially get them pregnant. So therefore, you shouldn't, by virtue, if you do value family, you shouldn't be anti-marriage, right?
I'm not anti-marriage for the most part. I mean, I was gonna get married to D when she lived here.
Who's D?
Huh?
Who's D?
I'll send you the vlog. Y'all remember her? She used to live in Poland. She was black. She's from Cali. She had a big booty.
That's us right there. You got yourself caught up. Y'all just look, but y'all just be looking at behinds and shapes and all like
that. That's not true. I don't believe that's true. Now, black men do like. Come on, Paris. Listen, you black men. I hate to say this about black men, but this is true. Black men will be with and almost fuck. A lot of them will fuck damn near anything. Big booty, no booty, one leg, one elbow. You talk about accepting somebody where they at. If there's anybody who accepts black women where they at, that's black men. Black men listen, black men are some of the most non-judgmental dudes out there. What? If it wasn't for black men, black women would be some of the most horniest motherfuckers ever in the world. If black men is doing a great job for the black community, because a lot of women is getting fucked that shouldn't be getting fucked right now. A lot. A whole lot. If black men stop fucking black women, you will see a lot of black women start killing motherfuckers in the streets.
Huh?
Yeah, it'd be murders, it'd be crazy.
Something like that.
Motherfuckers be getting choked out, and it'd be crazy. It'd be a lot of motherfuckers getting fucked up. See, that's the thing when we talk about y'all accept us where we are. No, it's like we accept y'all where y'all are at.
Okay? Y'all running white women.
Who, white women?
Y'all running in the arms of Becky. In the arms of Becky. You find some comfort here. That's what y'all run into. Y'all go, whoo, whoo, whoo. Whoo, hold on, Becky. I'm coming, girl. Whoo, that's what y'all be doing. I hope he didn't fall out. I hope that he's okay. Y'all need to make sure that y'all get the likes up. Y'all need to get the likes all the way up. We're at 423. See, we could have almost made it, but y'all want to play these childish games and not like. Y'all always say black people charge too much, but the moment that somebody is giving y'all an option for free.
I need you to get off my YouTube page. Did you just really sing "In the Arms of Becky" like a church song?
They be showing them homeless kids, and they're like, "You want to donate $1 to the hungry?"
I mean, where the fuck did that song come from, though? Like,
you don't be seeing them commercials.
Wow, I gotta use that for my Thirst Box episode. That song.
Sarah McLachlan, she's the one that sings it, but I know you got stuff to do with LAR. You don't want to do the calls.
No. We could do it now. I'm gonna use the super chat money to bring you back. So, let me tell you this, right? Paris is I would consider her. Me and Paris are on the simple opposite of like the spectrum. Y'all know me and Paris do not think alike when it comes to black men and black women relationships, but I love Paris. She is a very cool person. She is my friend, and you never see Paris go really on a lot of people's shit, but she will come over here and fuck with me, and she will come in here and troll. So I appreciate her, though. I appreciate her. She bigger than me now. I remember when I used to look at her like, oh, she only got like 1,000 subscribers. You know what I mean? Who is this? Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh shit. So you don't never know who's gonna be big time, man. So I thank her for coming through and
No, I thank you so much for having me. And like, honestly, I feel like I wouldn't be in this position if it wasn't for you. Like, I know some people are cheesy and corny with that kind of stuff, but like, literally, he threatened to block me so many times if I did not like follow the ropes. Like, he really was like making me soak up all in jewels. You feel me? All that game. And like, I was being stubborn at first. And honestly, like, I really call him like he really is like a friend to me outside of YouTube and my YouTube mentor. And I wouldn't be in the position if it wasn't for him. So I thank him so much for giving me a platform to speak on. And he's right. I don't go on people's platforms, but I will always come on O'Shea's platform. Like, he's my ROD. You feel me? We're real niggas and bloods in life. So shout out to him for letting me come on. I appreciate you so much. Much love.
All right, we're gonna do it again next week, Paris. But let me shout out these super chats. And so go subscribe to Paris. Like, Paris is she's a really good YouTuber, but I would say hands down, like, she's the best troll in Black. There's like 3 people that are really good, like, trolls, right? On Black YouTube. Anthony Brian Logan, Super Sly 75. But I think Paris is actually up there too, because like it ain't enough to get hella views on her own shit. Paris got to go through around Black YouTube fucking with everybody. It's like to be on her phone and shit at nighttime. Like, oh, who can I fuck with today? You know, she'll come in the chat, don't get mine getting timed out and all type of just starting all time calling people's shows, fucking with them. And then, you know, I'll be trying to call her like, Paris, why are you fucking with everybody all the goddamn time? And so yeah, ABL in Paris. Cynthia G is a pretty good troll too, but I don't think she's good at trolling like no, Cynthia G is a damn good troll. But I don't think she's good as Paris though, because Paris would go into all like some motherfuckers, they get timed out and they stop trolling. Not Paris. It's like that's when it starts. You know, going, you know, yeah. So
I come into the chat. I say I'm gonna come here. I just came here just to be put in the wall. I just want to come here just to get blocked. So I'll be having a good time.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me. And I'm gonna throw your next video that you got to do with whoever else.
Something wrong. Yeah, something wrong with you. Seriously. God bless you. God keep you. But yeah, she's doing really good. And the thing about it is I always tell people, you know, Black YouTube, you know, we can do shows and shit, and the people like to see people get together and do stuff and everything like that. So I do thank her for coming in. Anything else you want to say?
You know, shout out to the haters. You know, y'all haters, y'all make me greater. No, let me stop. No, I really I thank y'all for supporting me. Shout out to Sacramento, okay? And shout out to the Bay Area, and thank you for having me. And hope you have a great rest of your day and a great follow-up show that I will be there to troll in. So
listen, we got another show coming in on my O'Shea vlog right after this, right? It starts in a few minutes, and that show is dating white women, reparations for Black men. So it's gonna happen on my O'Shea Blogcast channel. Paris, please do not call in. I can only deal with you for one motherfucking day. So listen, we got 9 people already over there. So listen, go to my other channel. O'Shea Blogcast, and we're gonna start in about 5 minutes. So all of y'all, shout out to all you ladies, shout out to all the super chats. Let me just shout your names out real quick. Ross Oxtafari, Floss R&B, Fly Guy, The Truth, Jerome, Andal, Gary Grant, Sam Aldu, Queen Sagittarius, Xavier Mathis, Mr. Ibmore, LeBoy, thank you, brother Sam Aldu, DTL, O'Shea Linux, Solo TV84, Nelson Amadeus, Sam Aldu, Sam W, Real Engineer, Black Heights. What part of the Bay are you in? Willow, Glenn in the house, O'Shea the King, Diversity Show, O'Shea Linux, Leslie Shoddy, Lana A, Roscoe, CACA, my brother, Wake the Hell Up, Sam Adu. It was a hell of a bill. Shout out to Paris. Read your donations. Hold on, brother. I'll just read yours because I gotta go. I ain't got time. I mean, I know I ain't saying I ain't got time, but let me read Gary Grant though.
Okay.
Because Can you inform Paris that 75% of all women get their work from men? The exception is not the rule. Women propping up men. Black women do not like Lawrence broke, insecure. Most educated black women are not trying to look at up and coming black guys. Come on, Dr. Andal. Sam, I do. Black women screw broke dudes every day. B. All right. Anything else you want to say, Paris?
That's it. Hope y'all go get some food. I'm starving. I know. Ooh, I need to eat. Thank you so much for having me, and I hope you have a great day. Shout out to the white folks in Poland, and thank you for talking to me. And I appreciate your thoughts as well and everything. So we'll be in contact.
We're gonna do it again. We're gonna do it again next week or so.
All right, sounds good to me. Have a good day. Bye.
Peace.